Ethan Mercer checked his watch for the third time in 5 minutes, 7:02 p.m. She was late. The house was too quiet. The kind of quiet that only existed when his daughter was at a sleepover and his son had fallen asleep early on the couch upstairs. Ethan adjusted the collar of his button-down shirt and stared at his reflection in the hallway mirror. He looked older than he felt. Or maybe he felt older than he wanted to admit. A blind date at 37 felt ridiculous, but his sister had insisted, just open the door, talk, and if it's awful, you can end it early. Easy advice for someone who wasn't a single dad juggling homework, packed lunches, and a heart that hadn't fully recovered. The doorbell rang. Ethan froze. His chest tightened as he walked toward the door, every step louder than it should have been. He opened it and found himself face to face with a woman holding her breath like she'd been doing the same thing on the other side. She had kind eyes, tired but warm. Her brown hair was pulled back hastily, as if she'd debated fixing it and lost track of time. She smiled, nervous, hopeful, real. "Hi, I'm Claire," she said softly. "Ethan," he replied. Come in." She didn't move. Instead, she leaned closer, lowering her voice as though the walls might hear her. Her smile wavered, and something unreadable crossed her face. "My kids are in the car." The world stopped. Ethan's brain went completely blank, like someone had pulled the plug on every thought he owned. His first instinct was panic. Pure, unfiltered panic. This wasn't part of the plan. This wasn't mentioned in the texts, or the awkward phone call, or the profile his sister had shown him. Kids, plural. "In the car?" he repeated stupidly. Claire nodded, her shoulders tensing as if she was bracing for impact. "I couldn't leave them alone. My sitter canceled last minute. I was going to text you, but then I thought maybe I should just be honest." Honest. The word hit harder than he expected. Ethan glanced past her toward the driveway. A car idled there, headlights dim, silhouettes shifting in the back seat. He saw movement, small shapes, restless energy. "How old?" he asked before he could stop himself. 8 and 10, she said quickly. "They're good kids. They've got books and snacks. Lots of snacks." For a moment, Ethan didn't speak. Memories flooded him. Standing alone in parking lots after soccer practice, kids waiting in the car while he finished night shifts, the judgmental looks, the assumptions. He exhaled slowly. "I've got kids too," he said at last. Claire blinked. "You do?" "Yeah, 2. They're upstairs." He paused, then opened the door wider. "Why don't you bring them in? It's getting cold." Her eyes widened, relief washing over her face so strongly it almost hurt to look at. "Are you sure?" she whispered. Ethan nodded. "Yeah, I'm sure." And just like that, the night took a turn neither of them had planned. Claire hurried back to the car like she was afraid Ethan might change his mind. Ethan watched from the doorway, hands tucked into his pockets, heart thudding in a way that surprised him. He told himself it was just nerves, nothing more. The passenger door opened first. A boy climbed out, tall for his age, clutching a graphic novel to his chest like armor. His eyes scanned the house, sharp and suspicious. The back door opened next, and a girl hopped out, her ponytail bouncing as she slammed the door shut with unnecessary force. "Mom?" the girl whispered loudly. "This is his house?" "Yes, Lily," Claire replied gently. "Be polite." The boy followed more cautiously. "Do we have to stay long?" he asked. Ethan cleared his throat. "Hey, I'm Ethan." He crouched slightly, not wanting to tower over them. "You guys hungry? I was about to order pizza." Lily's eyes lit up immediately. "What kind?" "Whatever kind wins the family vote," Ethan said. That earned him a small smile from the boy. "I'm Noah," he said. "She hates mushrooms." "Good to know," Ethan said seriously. Claire watched the exchange with visible tension draining from her shoulders. "Thank you," she mouthed. Inside, the house filled with noise almost instantly. Shoes kicked off. Backpacks dropped. Lily discovered Ethan's dog and squealed with delight. Noah wandered into the living room, quietly examining framed photos on the wall. "These are your kids?" Noah asked. "Yeah," Ethan said, walking over. "That's Ava, and that's Ben." "They look happy," Noah said, almost surprised. "They are," Ethan replied. After a pause, he added, "Most days." Upstairs, footsteps echoed. Ava appeared first, hair messy, curiosity written all over her face. Ben followed, rubbing sleep from his eyes. "Dad," Ava said, "who's here?" Ethan hesitated for half a second, then said, "Friends." Claire winced slightly at the word, but didn't correct him. Introductions were awkward, but kind. Ava immediately gravitated toward Lily, bonding over the dog. Ben and Noah sat side by side on the couch, quietly competing in a game on Ben's tablet without saying much. Pizza arrived. Laughter followed. The tension that had wrapped itself around the evening loosened thread by thread. Later, as the kids sprawled across the living room floor, Claire stood beside Ethan in the kitchen. "I was sure you'd shut the door," she admitted softly. "I almost did," Ethan said honestly. "Not because of them, because I was scared." She looked at him then, really looked, and nodded. "Me too." Their eyes met, something unspoken passing between them. Not romance, not yet, just recognition. Two single parents, two sets of kids, one unexpected beginning. By the time the pizza boxes were stacked in the trash and the dog had finally tired itself out, the house felt lived in again, warm, imperfect, loud. Ethan leaned against the counter, watching the kids coexist in cautious harmony, like strangers testing the same shoreline. Lily and Ava had turned the living room rug into a chalk-free hopscotch board made of couch pillows. Each jump came with dramatic commentary and louder laughter. Ben sat cross-legged nearby, explaining game rules to Noah with the seriousness of a professor. Noah listened, nodding, asking smart questions, his guard slowly lowering. Claire noticed it too. "They don't usually settle this fast," she said quietly, stepping beside Ethan. "Mine either," he replied. "Usually there's a fight about whose turn it is to breathe." She smiled at that, then sighed. "I should probably get them home soon. It's a school night." Ethan felt an unexpected twinge of disappointment. He hadn't planned for this night to feel easy, or for Claire's presence to feel like it fit into the corners of his house. "Yeah," he said, "of course." But when Claire announced it, the protests came immediately. "Already?" Lily groaned. Ben looked up. "Can they come again?" The room went quiet. Ethan and Claire exchanged a look, surprised, cautious, hopeful. "Let's not get ahead of ourselves," Claire said gently. "Tonight was different." Different was one word for it. Overwhelming was another. Ethan felt the weight of it pressing in now. The reality that adults didn't just come with baggage, they came with people who depended on them. As coats were pulled on and shoes found, Noah lingered by the doorway, eyes drifting back to the living room. "You've got a cool house," he said to Ethan. "Thanks," Ethan replied. "You're welcome back any time." Noah nodded once, like that promise mattered. Outside, the night air was crisp. The kids climbed into the car, chatter continuing through the open windows. Claire stayed behind for a moment, keys in hand. "I didn't expect tonight to go like this," she said. "Me neither," Ethan admitted. "I'm still catching up." She hesitated, then said, "I should be honest about something." He braced himself. "I'm not looking for someone to fix anything," she continued. "My kids come first, always. If that's too much—" "It's not," Ethan said quickly. Then, more carefully, "I mean, I get it. Mine too." Her shoulders relaxed. "Good." They stood there, porch light buzzing softly above them. "Maybe next time," she said. "We plan around the kids, instead of pretending they don't exist." Ethan smiled. "I'd like that." She smiled back, smaller but genuine, then got into the car. As she drove away, Ethan stayed on the porch longer than necessary, listening to the echo of laughter still hanging in the house. For the first time in a long while, the future didn't feel like something to fear. The next morning, sunlight spilled across the kitchen table, illuminating crumbs, forgotten napkins, and a half-finished drawing Lily had left behind. Ethan stared at it while the coffee brewed. 4 stick figures holding hands, unevenly labeled in childish handwriting. No names, just smiles. "Dad," Ava said from the doorway, "are they coming back?" Ethan turned, surprised by the hope in her voice. "I don't know yet," he answered honestly. But he did. Claire texted later that afternoon. "Thank you again. The kids haven't stopped talking about your dog." He smiled at his phone like a teenager and typed back, "Any time. We survived pizza night. That's a good sign." They agreed to meet again, this time at the park. Neutral ground, no pressure. Just kids and coffee cups and benches worn smooth by other families figuring things out. The kids ran ahead immediately, laughter echoing across the playground. Noah and Ben argued about the rules of a game before deciding it didn't matter. Lily and Ava made up an elaborate story involving pirates and lost treasure. Ethan and Claire watched from a distance. "It's strange," Claire said. "Seeing them like this, like maybe they're not as fragile as I thought." "They are," Ethan said gently, "but they're also stronger than we give them credit for." She nodded. "So are we." Time passed easily. Too easily. And when it was time to leave, no one protested this time, like they trusted there would be a next time. As the sun dipped low, Claire walked beside Ethan toward the parking lot. "I'm glad you didn't shut the door," she said quietly. "I'm glad you knocked," he replied. There was no dramatic confession, no sweeping promise, just a shared understanding that this, whatever it was, would move slowly, carefully, with room for everyone involved. Before getting into her car, Claire turned back. "Maybe dinner next week? All of us?" Ethan nodded. "I'll leave the door open." She laughed, then drove away. That night, as Ethan tucked his kids into bed, he realized something important. Love didn't arrive the way it did in movies. It came in pieces, in honesty, in open doors and shared pizza and kids in the car. And sometimes it began not with a spark, but with a whisper. Enjoying this quiet, character-driven story about unexpected beginnings and blended families? Follow or subscribe to catch the next chapters as they unfold. If this moment resonated with you, give it a like, and drop a comment below to tell me whether you'd want to see Ethan and Claire's story continue and what you think should happen next.